Alexander and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I went to sleep with my gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake, I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running. And I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Do you think that's the right attitude you want to have about your day?
No.
Yeah, sometimes things kind of they don't go the way you want. You have to think about things that'll brighten you up. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box, and Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. I think I'll move to Australia. In the carpool, Mrs. Gibson let Becky have a seat by the window. Audrey and Elliot got seats by the window, too. I said I was being scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said if I don't get a seat by the window, I'm going to be car sick. No one even answered. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. At singing time, she said I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Do you think some things that were good might have happened to him, but he wasn't thinking about those because he was in a bit of a grump?
That's not an idea.
I could tell. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend and that Albert Moyo was his next best friend and that I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone, the ice cream part falls off the cone and the ice cream part falls off the cone part and lands in Australia. Oh no. His bucket is empty. His bucket's empty today. So he's trying to empty others' buckets, other friends' buckets.
No.
That never works.
No.
There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. That's what it was, because after school, my mom took us all to the dentist, and Dr. Fields found a cavity in just me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I said, I'm going to Australia.
What?
Australia. He's having a bad day, so he wants to move somewhere else. I think lots of people feel that way sometimes. Some days just happen like that. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot, and while we were waiting for my mom to get the car,
Why is
he hurt his foot. And while we were waiting for my mom to get the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy. And then when I started crying because of the mud, Nick said I was a crybaby.
Fall in the mud.
Yeah, he just fell in the mud. And while I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back with the car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. I'm having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, I told everybody. Nobody even answered. So when we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers, Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes.
I'm cold.
Nick chose red ones with white stripes. I chose blue ones with red stripes. But then the shoe man said, you need to wait while Mommy reads. But then the shoe man said, we're all sold out. They made me buy plain old white ones, but they can't make me wear them.
Why is he mad?
Because he didn't get the shoes he wanted.
Oh, he didn't want white shoes?
No, he wanted white ones with stripes. He chose blue ones with red stripes. But the shoe man was all sold out of his size.
Yeah.
When we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with his copying machine, but I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk, and I was careful as I could be, except for my elbow. He also said, don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia.
Why the tables?
Well, they're making a mess at their dad's office. My dad said, please don't pick him up anymore. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day.
What is he doing?
They're making a mess at their dad's office.
Why?
Uh-oh. There were lima beans for dinner, and I
Why
don't like lima beans.
he did that?
There was kissing on TV, and I don't like kissing.
Why is he like that?
Well, he either made that face. It's a good kind of grossed out face, isn't it?
Why is he doing this?
Well, he doesn't like lima beans. It's hard to eat things we don't like.
Why is he not eating? Mom.
Well, what do you think? You guys do it all the time.
Hey, Mom. Mommy.
He didn't want to eat the healthy part of his supper, maybe?
Mama.
Does he need to eat the healthy part of his supper?
I thought you were going to sleep.
My bath was too hot. I got soap in my eyes. My marble went down the drain, and I had to wear my railroad train pajamas. I really don't like my railroad train pajamas. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow he said I could keep, and the Mickey Mouse nightlight turned out, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, but not with me. It has been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Mom says some days are like that. Do you think his mom's right? Are some days just hard days?
Every day.
Yeah, right.
Bedtime for him.
Even in Australia.
This is a big
I think when we have a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, what should we do? Think about things that make us happy. If we're having a hard day, go do some things that make us happy. Some days are just like that, aren't they? But if we have the right outlook, we can turn it into, and I think that's right. I think if we think about it the right way, we can have an amazing, happy, most fantastic day ever if we decide to make it that way. We are able to do that.